Hello, we're back here with Julie Keir, the Associate Director of Financial Services, and we're talking about the consumer credit regime and the proposed changes. There's another video that focuses on consumers themselves and deals with some of the terms that we're using. This one looks a little bit more at business and how these changes might impact on business. So, Julie, if you could give me a quick overview of why these changes are necessary and what impact they may have on the business sector.
Sure. Thank you, Richard. So these changes are necessary really because although we do have some protections in place for consumers, there are gaps in that. A lot of it is voluntary code. We're looking to correct that so that it's not just voluntary, it's more of a regulatory framework. We're hoping that this will bring clarity for both consumers but also for businesses that are operating in the space, create a level playing field and just make it quite clear and transparent as what is expected and what we won't tolerate as a jurisdiction in terms of conduct. So it's a conduct-focused piece of legislation that we're looking to bring in, and it will require those that are either lending or offering services ancillary to lending, so your debt collection, brokerage, that kind of thing, to be required to register with the JFSC and be licensed to operate in this space.
Okay, so whilst they need to be licensed by the JFSC, that I understand is for their carrying out an activity by way of business. Is that the correct definition?
Correct, yeah, that's by way of business. So we are looking to scope out whether or not in the consultation, whether or not we've got the right definition for by way of business. Are we using the right barometer test here? And we're definitely seeking views on that. So I'd just like to refer any viewers to the slide deck that we have got that accompanies this this short video to just have a look at the test that we're sort of suggesting as a starting point for by way of business. We are currently taking a precedent from the AML-CFT regime, just because it's a starting point for us. It might not be the right one. There are places where the two do diverge. For example, financial leasing arrangements, you wouldn't necessarily do AML-CFT for taking out finance to buy a fridge. You know, if someone was buying a fridge, but actually from a conduct perspective, we would want that to be covered. So we just need to make sure that we're sort of capturing it in the right way, and we do seek sort of views and particular views and input from industry on that area.
Yes, because just on that, as we said in the consumer video, this is the start of a fairly lengthy journey that's going to end in 18 months or so, when the legislation comes in. And in that time, are you asking for feedback from business as well as consumers?
That's right. It's really important that we get the feedback from businesses. We have been working with industry to produce what we've produced so far, so that this is not just us going off on some sort of dalliance of our own and creating some framework. We have been working really closely with industry to get the legislation into the shape that we have. But we still need input and assistance with this because we are very conscious we might not have engaged with everyone. It's currently an unregulated area, so we don't necessarily know who's out there and who's doing lending or who's doing these ancillary activities. So we really want people to engage with us and help us on the journey to make sure that we create the right framework for everybody. You know, it's really important that we keep the market and the economy buoyant. So we don't want to stifle the activities that we're seeking to cover. We just want to create a level playing field.
Yes, because that's the balance you're always trying to strike with new legislation. You don't want to stifle the business, you don't want to damage the business, you want to prevent the business, but equally you want to protect all those involved.
Exactly, yeah. And, you know, we actually encourage and want to see more of this on offer for consumers because it's better for them and it's better for the economy to have, you know, the competitive element there. So ultimately it's about protecting the consumers, as you say, but really making sure that it's a level playing field and encouraging that uptake within industry and, you know, clarity and transparency for all.
And as you said at the beginning, that there's an opportunity for feedback. So in the other video we mentioned that how consumers would offer feedback. I presume it works in the same way for businesses.
Correct. So to feedback to the consultation, if you go onto the government website and the consultations page, you'll find the consumer credit consultation there. There are a couple of surveys on there. There's a business one and a consumer one. There's also some summary documents you can access. If you want to sort of just dip into the consultation, these slides will also be on there, so there's lots of ways you can inform yourself before then going on to and answer the questions that we've posed. There are, I think, about 38 questions in the consultation document itself. Some of them may be relevant to you as a business, some of them may not be. So just please provide feedback on anything that you want and you feel important to you. If an area is not necessarily of interest to you, then that's equally fine. You don't need to comment on it, but you can send those in through the website, or you can send them via the economy@gov.je email address, or by post to me at the Department for Economy.
Yeah, and get them in early, because this is the start of the process.
It is, yeah.
It's a lot easier to have the views now rather than in 12 months' time, 16 months' time.
Definitely, yeah. It's your opportunity to have your say, and we really, really do welcome and we are looking for that feedback from industry. So please do give us your feedback.
And as we said in the other video, again, this is one of 3 that we're putting out today. So there's one on consumers, one on business, there's another one on private lenders, what we're going to do now. And private lenders is probably worth watching if you're not sure whether or not you fit into that category or not, because that will really guide how your business operates in the future. But for the moment, Julie, thanks very much.
Thank you.